Well, welcome back over to the Norfolk Cottage Garden this afternoon, where today we are going to be doing some indoor work in the conservatory area. We're lucky enough in this Mid-Norfolk garden to have this Victorian conservatory built as part of the extension to the house. This was originally a Georgian property which has been extended in a piecemeal fashion over the years, and sometime in the 19th century somebody decided to pop this onto the eastern end of the property. It's a partially glass roofed brick built conservatory. If I just pan down, you'll see the lovely old shape of the windows along the front of this building, looking out over towards the garden at the front. The conservatory has been fitted with some bespoke wooden staging, which is essentially if you're going to have a good display of plants, because if you're anything like us, your collection of geraniums, or pelargoniums to give them their formal name, pretty rapidly extends to give you quite a large range of colours, sizes, shapes, and in the case of geraniums, scents as well, with some of these lemon-leaved scented varieties, which we'll show you in a bit. Today we're going to be doing some deadheading work, some feeding work. To keep the display throughout summer, we really do need to feed on a regular basis with a liquid feed, and also on a regular basis remove the spent flower heads. These don't have a tendency to go to seed, but it will just tidy the plant up really nicely. And also what we need to do with these is just to keep the dying leaf volume down by removing any dried brown and otherwise fading leaf growth from around the base of these plants to keep the air circulation. It's one of the problems with these, particularly over winter when the temperatures drop in here and the humidity levels go up, is that you do tend to get a overgrowth of mould around the base of these plants, which can mould them off, and that can go right through the stems and you can lose the plants. So we tend to dry these out towards the latter half of the season, reduce the feed that we're giving them, and these are on a weekly basis given a liquid feed. I tend to look at Tom Alright, which is a tomato based UK brand for feeding these. I think that's ideal for promoting flower growth, but any good general purpose liquid feed with a good potash nitrogen balance is going to be absolutely fine for these. This plant gives you some indication of what work we've got to do here. All that dry leaf needs to come away from this. These do tend to dry out quite badly in this conservatory. It gets absolutely baked being south facing, which means these plants really do come under some stress, particularly the ones on the top shelf. You can see those have been worse affected than the lower down plants that have a little bit of shade. But by watering these on a weekly basis, and if it's really hot in here we'll do that more frequently, and keeping an eye on the amount of compost that's in each of these pots, because when you're watering these, we tend to put some into the trays that they're all sitting on, but also we do water directly onto the top of the compost to make sure really that the water's getting right the way through the root ball on these to try and keep the root growth healthy. But you do risk reducing the amount of compost in these pots, and some of these plants now have been in here for probably 7-8 years in the pots. What we tend to do in spring is give them a really good going over, remove any dead wood and leaf, and try and scrape back around the top centimetre of compost and refresh that with some fresh compost and a little bit of slow release fertiliser just to sit on the top of the compost. That really does tend to help them considerably. So what we're going to do now is start picking over these and removing all the dead flowers and leaf, and then when we've tidied them all up and tidied the floor, we'll be ready to start watering and feeding. Now, the conservatory is not entirely all about geraniums or pelargoniums. We do have quite a few succulents that we grow, and this is one of my prize specimen plants here in the corner with some Christmas cactuses below it. But Just look at the size of that money plant, which I'm very proud of. This one's given rise to a whole generation and generation after generation of young plants from little bits that we've taken as cuttings off this. This is another one of the succulents we've got growing in this conservatory. If anything, it's a little too light and warm in here for these. I know they will do well, but this one in this position tends to dry out a little bit too much. So we've taken plenty of little cuttings off the bits that have come away, and you can see those coming on here for family and friends. We'll pass these on as they grow up. And we've also got a collection of Amaryllis growing away in here, which we tend to dry off on their sides and then at various times start bringing them back into growth to try and extend the flowering period throughout the autumn time. There's not much flower showing on any of these. I think we've had all the flowers off those earlier in this season, but we'll just let them form new strength in the bulbs before we dry those out later in the year. This is one of the lemon scented varieties of Pelagonium, which, as you can see, is growing into quite a large plant here. It's got pride of place just on the side of the door. These tend to have a large flush of flower in May and June, and then at this time of the year they will trickle a little bit of flower, but this one hasn't given us anything later in the season, and there's quite a bit of dieback on this. I think this one has over dried out in the pot. Once they get to this size, it can be a problem keeping them watered and fed adequately to keep them in healthy growth all the time. The top plant's looking very, very good. I think what we need to do is get that out, go right the way through it, give it a good picking over, let the air get through to it, and have a look at the state of the compost in that pot. And by doing that and refreshing this, it's unlikely that we're going to get a flush of growth or fresh flowers on this season, but that will certainly put it in a good position for next spring to put a lot of healthy growth on and hopefully give us a good display in the following spring. This plant we've just brought down off the shelf to give you an example of the tidy up work that we're going to do, and you can see this stem here is completely died back to the base. Best thing you can do with that, good clean cut, remove it completely. And sometimes with pelargoniums or geraniums, you've just got to judge it when you're picking these leaves away to know whether they're going to come away. This one isn't, it's still adherent. So rather than tearing that and allowing disease into the stem, again, just use your snips and just remove these. Most of them should come away nicely like this. You can see them peeling off. And we just want to take all this growth away, all the dieback, all the dead growth. Another dead stem down there. Now if we wanted to, at this stage, what we could do is take cutting material from the top here and give it a really good prune back to the lowest bud here. If we were to cut there, and again with this, where you've had these flower joints, although there may not be a growth bud showing, there's a good chance by cutting back even low down to here or here, you could form a very nice, compact, healthy growing plant by next spring. But it's tempting just to leave this one because we've still got at the tip of these quite a bit of fresh bud coming on, and this is going to go on giving us our colour display for another couple of months. So we'll probably just tidy this one up for now, leave it as it sits where the healthy growth is still sitting because it's not too top heavy, although it's in a very old, slightly ropey terracotta pot. We'll just remove all this browned off material, don't want to leave any of this on the surface of the compost, and then just refresh the surface of the compost with a little bit of the fresh compost and then give it a good liquid feed, and that will continue to flower now for a good another 6 to 8 weeks until the temperatures drop down in this conservatory and we start getting some evening frosts towards the end of October. So here we are with the same plant. I've just finished tidying that up, removed all the browned off leaves, trimmed away any dead or diseased stems, tidied the top of the compost and just refreshed the surface with a little layer of fresh potting compost. This stem is now damaged, this flower stem, so I'm afraid what we're going to do, despite it having a couple more buds on, is just remove that one as well, and that plant then will be Absolutely fine to go back onto a shelf, and that's ready for a nice liquid feed, and that should come with those flower buds back into flower in just a couple of days. Well, I reckon I've probably got about an hour, hour and a half's work on in here, going all the way over all these plants, getting them down individually and just picking over all the plants. What we are going to do, and you will notice this when we come back and show you the after shots, we are quite radical when we're taking the flowers off these. Anything that's showing any signs of fading away or dropping, we're tending to cut out. That's because we only want to do this probably about once a fortnight over summer. It's just a matter of being too busy. If you've got the time and you can just pick these off on a daily basis, then you can be far less radical in your deadheading. But we really want to try and make an impact on this and keep it growing well so there's fresh bud coming on to extend the flowering season into late October. So we'll show you in a couple of minutes the hours work we've done, and I'll hope that you can notice a difference on these geraniums. Well, we've been going now probably about 45 minutes. We've managed to remove a lot of the dried leaf material and dieback from these plants and tidy up all the flowers that are just about coming to the end. And it's looking an awful lot tidier, a lot less brown. There is less density in the colour, but that'll all come back with a good feed. We've also got a fantastic basket of dead flowers and brown leaves to show for our hard work, which will all go through onto the compost heaps. So we've got a little bit more clearing up to do. We've got to shake these mats outside, and a bit more brushing up, tidy up this floor, and then we're going to brave the rain, go out into the water butts and fill these watering cans and give all these geraniums a lovely liquid feed to try and encourage further flower growth and some colour in this conservatory over the next couple of weeks.